Hello and welcome to day 17 of Beer and a Take, presented by the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. I'm your host, the Rook. Got my Festivus sweater on, and I'm trying today Hardywood Christmas Morning. It's an Imperial Milk Stout. I don't remember if I did this last year or not. I had a few extra beers at the end of last Beer and a Take. So I don't know if I actually did this one. I did one by Hardywood before. It was like a gingerbread stout. That was very good. I'm excited to try this one. So this is the Christmas Morning Hardywood Imperial Milk Stout with ginger, cinnamon, honey, vanilla, and coffee flavor. 9.2% alcohol by volume. So that is, it's going to be a strong beer here. So I'm excited to try it. You can see by looking at the mug, it is a stout. It's heavy, looks heavy, it's dark, looks like a stout. So I'm gonna give this a try here. Hopefully it's still good after a full year. You can definitely smell the ginger and cinnamon off of it. As you're drinking it, you definitely taste ginger, cinnamon as you first start to taste it. And then a little, I guess, towards the back of that beer, you taste the vanilla, a little bit of honey, and you definitely get that coffee and the aftertaste of it. So despite it being a year old from last Christmas, it's still very good, even though it's not as, it says enjoy fresh, but it's still pretty good. Definitely a good beer. And I love these holiday beers, the cinnamon, the ginger, vanilla, nutmeg, whatever you put it in. It's always very good. Okay, so that's my beer. And my take is gonna be about week 15 of the NFL. A lot of you are starting your fantasy football playoffs. So I'm gonna go through, run down what the board looks like for gambling purposes and give a couple of my picks here and there. I'm gonna star which ones I really like. So starting with the Jets versus Dolphins. The Jets are getting 8.5. I kind of like that. It's divisional rivalries. Usually what happens is when you have interdivisional games like this, even though the Jets are not as good as they would be. The Jets had a good week last week. Zach Wilson played really well against the Texans. The Jets defense is still pretty good, but it's whether or not they can hold off the Dolphins. I know Tyreek Hill's a little banged up. He came to the game last week after getting injured. So I don't know. I think I'm leaning against the plus 8.5 here for the Jets, but it's one of those games that go either way. Jets should go to Miami and just get blown out, unless they use the Meadowlands. I don't really know. Texans Titans. So CJ Stroud is out. He cannot play until December 24th because of the concussion. So he's definitely out, which I think changes things here. When I first saw -3 and I was thinking about them on the road in Tennessee, I was thinking, leaning towards the Texans giving it 3 points. But with CJ shut out, Davis Mills gets the start. I don't know. I don't know if I feel too comfortable with the field goal for Davis Mills. So I would in this game I would take Titans -3. It would actually be the first time the Titans win back-to-back games this season. So I guess take that with a grain of salt. -3 is probably just where it should be at. A game like this, two pretty evenly matched teams here. So next up, Bucks Packers. I don't even want to watch it. 2 6 and 7 teams. Line is 3.5 for the Packers. I'd probably take the Packers because they're home. They had a stinker of a game last week against the Giants, a lot of turnovers. They were on the road though in MetLife, so I don't know. I think the Packers probably bounce back here, and we'll cover the 3.5. Falcons Panthers, once again another game. They're selling tickets for 45 cents on StubHub, so no one wants to watch a stinker game. The board's not that great this week with a couple of these stinker type of games, but Falcons Panthers, you gotta take the Falcons on that one. Panthers have been terrible all year long. They don't have one win. -3 Falcons. I mean, they should at least win this game by a field goal. Next up, Bears Browns. This is one of those games where it's like the Browns have been playing really well. Joe Flacco's having a resurgence career. He he wasn't retired, but pretty much came out of retirement. Started playing for the Browns after the injuries to Deshaun Watson, and then I think the other stars really weren't panning out. So they bring back Joe Flacco. Bears are getting +3 here. I feel like if the Browns are going to give up a field goal for giving the 3 points to the Bears, you probably would think, all right, why don't you just take the Browns here? But I think this is one of those wonky games where the Bears are going to show up. Justin Fields in a really good game against defense and can actually cover the 3 points. So I would go Bears here, but strictly just because in my guts tell me take the Bears, not the Falcons. Not Flacco and the Browns. Next up, Chiefs Patriots is my star game because I am asterisk in this one because this is Chiefs are given 8 points, and I just don't think the Patriots are that good. The defense is okay. I just think the offense, the Patriots, going to keep up with Chiefs at all. So I would take Chiefs -8 on the road. Next up, 49ers Cardinals. I know it's one of those divisional games. The Cardinals outright stink. Niners are one of the best in the league, and they're proving it lately. Give me the 12. I'm going to take the 12 points. Give me the Niners -12. Rams Commanders, one of those two. I mean, Commanders always show up. You never know. The line is -6.5 right now for the Rams, so I'm going to take Rams win it by a touchdown. Next up, Cowboys Bills, and one of those games that I'm starring and I'm going to bet on is the Cowboys are getting 2 points on the road in Buffalo. I know sometimes the Cowboys falter against good teams, but I am definitely taking the Cowboys. They're playing really well lately. Dak Prescott's had the MVP type season, though I hate to see it as a Giants fan. I'm going to take the Cowboys here +2. I think it's just a smart bet at that point. Next up, Ravens Jags. That could go either way. It depends how the Jags play. If they turn the ball over, then obviously they lose the game. But I feel like the Ravens defense is really good. Ravens are really coming on strong lately. The offense is stepping up a little bit. OBJ starting to play again. I don't know. I do like the Jags. I want to take them +3.5, but I feel like the Ravens are just too good. It is by a field goal. I can see this game being really close towards the end and being just by a field goal. But I'm going to take the Ravens -3.5 here. Eagles versus Seahawks. Line right now is Eagles -3. I'm going to take the Eagles only because I feel like people are down on the Eagles right now. They lost 2 straight. They're not playing that well. Jalen Hurts isn't playing well. Seahawks may get Geno Smith back. He's questionable this week. If he comes back, maybe gives a better shot for the Seahawks. I just think this is a statement game for the Eagles, and they have to make a statement here. Show people, show the league that they're not falling behind, they're not faltering, and they're in fact coming on strong, getting ready for the playoffs towards the end of this season. So give me the Eagles -2 on the road Monday night. And lastly, I know that was Monday night, but I'm going lastly with my New York Giants, New York Football Giants here. So I'm going to pick my New York Football Giants +5.5 on the road in New Orleans. Got to ride hot with Tommy DeVito. The Saints have not played that great with Carr. Their defense is okay. I just feel like Derek Carr behind center, it just has not been that good. I feel like the Giants defense has been really getting teams turn the ball over. They're +22 in turnover margin. So +5.5 is pretty big for the Giants. I know Tommy DeVito, probably one of the first hostile environments he's going to be in for his career in the last 3 starts. So I'm going to give it to the Giants +5.5. I know it's a homer pick. That's what I am, a big Giants fan, so I'll take it. And that's kind of my rundown for week 15 of NFL week. So if you want to follow me, follow the bets, but I mean, I can't guarantee anything. It's a lot of games to bet on. Like I said, the board's not that amazing, so it's some real crappy games. The Bucks, Packers, Falcons, Panthers, Texans, Titans, a lot of stinkers here, so I don't know. It'll be a tough week for gambling, which it always is in the NFL, but I'm going to point out those 4 games. Give me the big favorites, 8 points, the Chiefs, 12 for the Niners, and then give me the Cowboys +2, Giants +5.5. Those are my 4 main picks I'm rolling with, so good luck. As for the beer, it does have a little too much of the coffee taste. I feel like now I'm thinking about it, I think I did review this last year. Yeah, the coffee's a little throwing me off because I'm not a big coffee fan, but the cinnamon and ginger when you first hit your lips, and that milk stout, like the kind of like a little sugary on it. When you're first drinking it, it's very good. But the aftertaste, when you get to that coffee, I don't really like it, but it's still a very solid beer. I'm gonna go 3.5 for this one because it's definitely drinkable. 9.2, it's a little heavier, but drinkable, definitely. But 9.2, so be careful. It's gonna be, it's gonna be heavy. They might get a little drunk after 1 or 2 of these bad boys. So that's my beer, and that's my take. Good luck, good gambling, and see you next time. Peace. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.